Okay. All right. So I'm here waiting for the bus. I have arrived in the Bronx. I gotta really pay attention because sometimes the bus pop up and I gotta run for it, and they be like, "Well, you should have been there," which is true. I'll be at the stop, so I ain't too far away from the stop. But I think there was a fire or something. Maybe somebody got hurt because when I came up the train, I smelled a lot of smoke. I didn't pay no attention. But then when I turned to see if my bus had passed, I saw all the smoke at 149. So I want to talk a little bit. I know I said it before. I'm about to sit in this seat. They got it. What's the name? I'm about to sit in it. I said something about Trump, that God put him in office. Now, why did I say that? Why am I saying that? Let me explain why I'm saying that. Now, some people may say, oh, God ain't got nothing to do with Trump and Trump this, Trump that. I'm not here to judge Trump. I want y'all to understand that. I'm not the judger. I don't know Trump's life. I don't know what kind of life he was living. I don't know nothing about the man. I just know his name. And growing up, when I say growing up, I don't mean in a teenage point of view, because even as a teenager, I ain't know nothing about no Trump. I think he became more of me taking notice of is when he was, I think, running for president or something like that. Or even when he became the president. However it was, right? So, the reason why I asked that question, did God put him in office? Because, you know what I'm saying? He was really fighting against if I'm correct, allegedly, he was fighting against the people coming. Well, let me put it like this. He was fighting for the wall to be put up. And allegedly, it was supposed to be put up so that... He's driving that little truck wagon. It was put up so that people couldn't come across the border, allegedly. So, a lot of times God does things, right? And the least little thing that we think less of, God could be in it. Because it's not how we see it or how we see it should be, we quick to say it ain't God. But his words say he'll make your enemies your footstool. So that means, in so saying, your enemy that you may think is your enemy is not your enemy. But the one that you least expecting is the one that's doing ill against you. And he'll make that person your footstool. And you won't know it's your enemy until he done turn it around to your footstool. And it could be in the perspective of you knowing who it is, and he can turn it around and make them your footstool. But my whole point of saying that in both ways is that we don't know God's thoughts. You see what I'm saying? Some things God does, we don't know about it. And some things he does, we do. So, in reference to Trump, I feel maybe God had put him in that place at that time to fight for that wall so that we won't be in the situation that we're in today. And that situation is, and I want y'all to understand, I ain't got nothing against the immigrants. I ain't got nothing against the bimmigrants and the denigrants and the lenigrants, whatever grants they may be. I have nothing against them, right? But where there becomes negativity, right, into the world today due to the fact of other nationalities and cultures coming into the United States. People feel away. Because I've heard people say, I've been in the presence of people that said, I don't know them, but they was in my presence and I was in theirs, where they said, oh, I can't stand you, I don't like you, and you need to go back from where you came from. Y'all coming over here trying to take over and stuff like that, right? So who knows, maybe Trump was put into that place to try to organize America in the way it's supposed to be. And God placed them there for that apparent reason. Now, even though it didn't turn out the way he wanted it, and we all know that God, whatever God say gonna be, right? But even with the children of Israel, they didn't listen and they wound up being in bondage. God could have kept them out of bondage. God could not allow them to go into bondage. But because they was disobedient and they didn't want to listen to what God was saying through Moses and through all the rest of the prophets, they had to go through what they went through. So, same way with America. You see what I'm saying? America has to acknowledge who God is. And until they acknowledge who he is, they're going to go through a whole lot. They're going to go through a whole lot. And I'm an American too, right? But I'm making my business not to go through a whole lot. So that's why I want you to understand. Just in case somebody said, well, you America, how you talking about? You in America? Yes, I am. But everybody has to live their life individually. You know what I'm saying? You can't live your life for nobody else. And nobody can live their lives for you. You got to live your life for your own purpose, for your understanding, and for your own thoughts. Because whatever decisions that you decide to do, whether they're wrong or right, you got to give account for them. So I ain't let nobody decide my life. I prefer to have my life in Jesus' hands. So that's all I wanted to say in reference to in reference to Trump. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm putting my little self up here. Okay, that's not the bus. I ain't playing. Because it's quick to take off and leave you. And I heard the bus driver say, well, you was at the bus stop. And I was like, well, I wasn't far from the bus stop. That wasn't the point. I wasn't at the bus stop. So I couldn't too much fuss with him. Because I wasn't. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. God will use anybody to get his purpose done, to get his point across, to get people to understand things. He'll use a dog or a cat in the Bible. He's reading in Numbers. I think it was Numbers 22. It talks about, I think it was Naaman. It talks about a donkey that talked to the man and asked him why. I'm paraphrasing. Why you beating up on me? I'm doing what you telling me to do. Have I not been by your side all this time? This is the donkey talking to the man. Have I not always been there? And the man answered him back. A donkey. Yeah, you have. Have I ever did anything against you? No, you haven't. So then why you hitting me? Why you beat me up? This is the donkey. And if I'm correct, it's Numbers. Hold up, I'll tell you right now, because I got my book with me. And I got that paper with me. Oh, yes, I do. It's our Bible study. I'll tell you it now. Let me see. So that way y'all can read it yourselves. You don't have to be saying, this lady lying. No. I try not to be lying. I try to always tell the truth. Okay, hang on. Numbers 23. No. 22. So Numbers 22. Hang on. Hang on. He already used Noah. Lots of. He used the story of Balaam. So it's Balaam. It's found in Numbers 22 and 22. Numbers 22 to Numbers 25. So those are the books. So you got to read all them chapters. Well, not the books. You got to read the chapters. The book is Numbers and the chapters is 22 to 25. And you will read up in there how the man Balaam was doing something against God's will. And God didn't want him to do it. And he wanted to do it anyway. And he was on his way to go. And the angel of God stood up in front of the donkey. But Balaam, which was supposed to be the prophet now, did not see that the angel of God was there. But the donkey saw it. So the donkey saw the angel. What is up with all these? But the donkey saw the angel standing there with a sword and was about to kill Balaam for the disobedience to God that he was doing. But because the donkey saw it, he moved over into the grass, right? To keep him from getting killed. The angel of the Lord stood again in front of the donkey. Now, when he did it that time, Balaam hit the donkey. The second time, the angel of the Lord stood again, right? Where there was a wall there, right? And he stood up against, well, I guess the wall is over here, and he stood right here so that the donkey couldn't go through, couldn't go past him, right? And the donkey went up on the wall to keep from going into the angel. Because if he had went straight into the angel, if the donkey would have survived, Balaam was going to get killed. Because that was the purpose of the angel of God being there, to kill Balaam, right? That was the second time. He hit the donkey again. The third time, he went on, and this time, he stood in the way where there was no left, no right. The donkey couldn't go left, the donkey couldn't go right, and the donkey couldn't go forward, nor backwards. So now, I think the donkey kind of put up his heel so that he fell off or whatever. And he was sitting, and he telling him that if he had he said to me, he said, if I had a sword, I would kill you now. I don't know why he had no sword. So then the donkey was like, oh, that's when the donkey talked to him. You want to kill me? Yeah, I want to kill you. I will kill you right now. Why you want to do that? So forth and so on. So, my whole point is saying all that to say this, that sometimes God uses people to protect you, right? But because you don't want to let them put like this, uses people. No, that's wrong. Sometimes God has decided that he's going to take your life, right? But circumstances protects you. Now here's the thing. God is in control of everything. But what you have to understand is that you have the choice to make a decision. So whereas somebody can be shooting up on 149th Street, and somebody could come in, and the Lord could tell you, I think the bus coming. I ain't trying to miss this bus. No, I think that's the truck. And the Lord can tell you, don't go down 149th Street. But you still want to go because that's a shortcut. You could be with somebody, walk with somebody. And you could tell them, you know what? My mind is telling me not to go down 149th Street. And they telling you, no, don't go. But the store that you want to go to is on 149th Street. Even though you can get to that store some other kind of way. But you prefer to go down 149th Street. All this noise tonight, Lord Jesus. You prefer to go down 149th Street. The person that's with you is telling you not to go. But you prefer to go. The Lord is telling you not to go. But you prefer to go. Now here come this person. This person come and grab you and make you go another way. And now you yelling at that person. And you cursing that person out. Now you mad with the person. You don't want to talk to the person no more. But the person actually saved your life because the way you was going, God done gave up. You want to go? Go ahead. You going? I'm going to let you get killed. Because you refuse to listen. So you go on. So here Trump come along trying to save America. And America want to do it their way. So Trump said, go ahead. Do what y'all want to do. Y'all want to build a wall? Don't come asking me nothing. When you get thousands of people from different cultures. I mean, I'm hypothetically speaking because I don't know what Trump said. You know, I'm not in politics. I'm not in politics and I'm not a politician. But I'm just, that just came to me yesterday. And y'all probably see a video where I started with Trump, but I didn't finish it. And I did an audio and I didn't upload it. So I wanted to speak on it right now. Speak on it now that I'm sitting here with nothing to do, waiting for the slow bus. Okay? It's 11 o'clock. I left church at 5 minutes after 9. So, you know, America is a blessed country. New York is a blessed state. All the 5 boroughs is blessed boroughs. You see what I'm saying? We can look at it. We can look at it at America as the children of Israel. I don't know anybody. I don't know whether anybody that's on my channel or anybody that's following me or anybody that come across this video that knows about the story of the children of Israel and how they were so disobedient. And how God continued to bring them out of bondage. The whole Old Testament is based on their foolishness. You start from Adam and Eve. Why would you listen to a person that's in the garden with you? This serpent was right there in the garden with them. Probably with somebody that was talking to them all the time. Now all of a sudden he got some analogy that he's smarter than God. When God done told Adam to don't eat from that tree. Because if you eat from it, you're going to die. Here they come on. He comes with this analogy that you ain't going to die. And now Adam and Eve is kicked out the garden. Getting up out of here, God said. You getting up out of here. I'm driving you out of here. Because if you stay up in here, you're going to contaminate my kingdom. Right. Some people, I've heard people say that, I don't know whether I heard already, but I think I heard it. That's paradise. Where Adam and Eve was. That's where we're going to go back and live. According to my world, according to my Bible, it tells me that there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. He's coming and he's going to clean up this earth right down here. He told Adam that he ain't got to, no, was it Adam? No, he told Noah. I'm talking about Adam. He told Noah that he told Noah that he will not destroy the world no more with water. He's going to destroy it with fire. Now, people may look at it and say, oh yeah, that's so true because there's a whole lot of fires. I'm here to tell you, he ain't talking about that kind of fire. He destroyed the world with water. And that was during Noah and the flood. And when you read the story, nobody survived but those that was in the ark. That's destroying the whole world. He destroyed the whole world. There was nothing. There was no nothing. Right? Yes, I am. I ain't playing. I'm making sure this bus see me. So He told Noah, he put a rainbow in the sky and said, I'm not going to destroy that. I don't know whether you heard that song yet. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. You better get ready and bury it in mine. God sent Noah a rainbow sign. He said it won't be water, but fire next time. So, okay, so he said it's gonna be fire. So we ain't talking about these fires that's going on in Canada. Ain't talking about that kind of fire, right? He talking about a fire that whatever it hit, it burned, it destroys. The fireman can't come with his hose. What is it? His hose and water down the fire. No, no, no. What is up with all these motorcycles? This area they got a little park here. So this must be the area for the motorcycle. I don't know. Don't start me lying. I know they interfere in my conversation. But anyway. I don't even think I brought chasing nothing to eat. Dang. Popeye's is closing. I saw somebody try to get in there and throw something. The only thing open is Checkers, and I don't wait so long that the bus probably coming. But we'll see. Excuse me. What was I going to say? Yeah, so this type of fire that God is talking about is the fire that's coming from heaven. The same fire that burned down Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the kind of fire that's going to hit this earth. Yep. And that's going to be after he done come back, pick up his people. That's going to be after he comes back the third time. His second coming is when he pick up, when the dead in Christ shall rise first, and then those that are alive and remain shall be caught up. And there we will be forever with the Lord. So, they're going to go back with the Lord. And then it's supposed to be the tribulation period. A lot of people think tribulation, the mark of the beast and all that is going to be down here. We ain't going to be caught up in that. If you saved, sanctified with the Holy Ghost, and you living for Christ, and you doing the right thing, when he come back and crack that sky, he coming back to get us. We is not going to be left down here to go through that trial and tribulation. Only those that are left behind. If y'all heard that movie, watch it. Left Behind. I think they got one of the tribulation period, or tribulation time, or something like that. It's the truth. It's in the Bible. And then when he comes back, after that tribulation time, that's when judgment is going to take place. And that's when everyone is going to give account for the deeds that was done in their bodies. That's right. And that's what he mean when he say, one going to be in the field and the other left. One going to be taking the other left. War unto the woman that's in suck. That means war to that mother that get pregnant during the time of tribulation. Because you ain't going to be able to get nothing unless you got the mark of the beast. And baby's going to be born. That's going to be another world, I'm telling you. That's going to be another aspect of the world. I mean, this is the revelations that God has given me, and I have to preach this because people think that this is it. People think that, oh, this is hell right here. I'm here to tell you it's not. This is not hell. This is not hell because you ain't getting punished for the things that you're doing. Just think about it. Be honest with yourself. You did something bad today. Did you get punished for it? And if you did, was it in the perspective that it was body-wise, where you got burnt up for? No, right? Well, that's what hell is going to be about. You're going to get burned up for the wrong that you did, that you knew was right. God ain't going to punish you for something that you knew, that you didn't know. You're going to get punished for the things that you know. So, oh, come on. The bus done turned again. Did it? No, I think I see it. Yeah, that's it. All right, I'm going. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, you serious? That's the second one. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Why y'all doing this? That's the second bus out of service. They don't want to take us home tonight. And it's not like I live far, to be honest. I don't live far. It's just that it's a hill. If I'm correct. It's not so far, but it is far. I ain't walking. If I was with somebody like now, and like I'm talking to you guys, I guess if it was more in the physical aspect, then I will walk. I mean, nothing but me and my crossbody bag. I ain't going nowhere with this big old tote. So, so I don't want y'all to think that this is hell that you're living in, because it's nothing. This is nothing like hell. You got to understand that there is a punishment that you're going to get for disobeying God. Just like the Israelites did, they had to go through a lot of punishment. They had to go through a whole lot. They was in and out of bondage and in and out of trouble, and God had to send I don't know how many prophets to help them, and they wanted kings, and the King Samuel, I believe, was the first King Samuel. King Saul was the first king, I believe. First and second kings. That'll tell you about the kings. And they wanted kings. And God talked to Moses and told Moses to ask people, like, what y'all want a king for? I know his little feelings was hurt. I be looking at God and Jesus in a perspective. Well, at that time it was God. I looked at God as a perspective as us, how I look at things. Even though he's higher, his mind's higher than me. But I feel for him. Like, he been leading y'all all this time, and now all of a sudden y'all want somebody else to lead. That's like two people being married for so many years, all of a sudden the wife walks out and get another man, or the man walks out and get another woman. Like, what did I do wrong? Like, what happened? Am I not doing the right thing? Am I not treating you right? Am I not supplying your every need? You got to go get needs from somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So I look at it like God. You know, God was like, hold up, what's going on here? I've been taking, I'm sorry, my arm. I've been taking care of y'all all this time. And now y'all talk about y'all want a king. He said, all right. Moses went back, talked to the people. Said, God say, I'll paraphrase, but this is what he meant. God say he been your king all this time. Why y'all want another king? I don't want nobody above me. I'm the one. Y'all my people. Y'all belong to me. Now you going to go along and get all these different people filling your head with all this foolishness. And that's what happened. They said, no, we want a king. Give us a king. They don't forgot about God. Moses is talking to them. And they yelling at Moses, talk about, no, I want a king. Give us a king. So he had to go back to God. So God told Moses to go. I believe it was Moses. Either Moses or Joshua. Because after Moses, no, Moses didn't go into the promised land. It was Joshua that took him. So it was Joshua. I believe it was Joshua that that what was it? Crown or anointed the first king. Yeah?
You waiting for the bus or what?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the bus.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. What he thought? So I was saying, I don't know what he thought. He asked me, am I all right? Well, what he thought was going on with me? I guess because they don't see nobody sitting down at the bus stop. I don't know. Don't start me lying. I don't even know. And I ain't trying to figure out what he was thinking. So... yes. What was I saying? Before he was out worrying about me. So, I don't know. What was I saying, you guys? You know my little brain, I be forgetting things split fast and in a hurry. So anyway, we just gonna go on talking. So yeah, so don't think this is hell we in, because we're not. Oh, Moses. So I believe it was Joshua that anointed Saul a king. Right? And then I think, then we got Samuel. No, it could have been Samuel. Right? Maybe it was Samuel. Yeah, because Joshua brought them all out of Egypt and brought them into the Canaan land and was flowing with milk and honey and all that other stuff. So, I know Samuel. I believe Samuel, because he was called at a young age. So you got Eli, right? You got Elisha and Elisha, right? So Samuel at a young age was with Elisha, because Samuel's mother was Hannah, and I think Hannah's husband was Jacob. No, it could be Jacob. Because, back then people had kids from all over the world. Lord Jesus. That's why he ain't had me out. He ain't had me born in that time. Because I ain't messing around with all these men. I got to be in the house with 3 other women. Oh my goodness. No. That's why I believe that's why God is so serious about one wife. That's why God is keen on one wife to one man to one woman, okay? So, I believe it was Samuel. If it wasn't Samuel, one of the prophets was in command and close to God. And God sent, I believe it was Samuel though. I'm going to say Samuel. God sent Samuel, told him to go to Jesse's house. And when you get there, I'm going to tell you who to anoint for king. And when he went, Jesse showed all his boys, because he want all his big boys, all his good boys, to be king, at least one of them. But when, I believe it was Samuel, when Samuel saw the man, he was like, surely this is him, God. God told him, nope. Get your high hopes down, because he ain't the one. He ain't the one. I'ma tell you who he is. So he said, there's one that tend the sheep. That's who you anoint. So he said to Jesse, he said, do you have another one? He said, yeah, we got one that's out there. His name is David. He's out there. He's like, he wasn't even paying him no mind. Yeah, he out there doing whatever he do. I barely see him. He be smell like the sheep, take care of the sheep. Yeah. Well, that's who God said to be in him. What? And it was David. David got anointed at a young age to be king. But I don't think he became king until he was like 30. Because I think maybe he was like 12 or something like that when he got anointed. But King Saul was anointed. All right, I think this is the bus. Let's see. This is the bus this time? Finally.